Okay, can you see this? This picture? This is a picture of Crystal Cox. It was used in one of her auto signatures. Crystal Cox. That's her picture. You can make your own opinion as to what her facial expressions and so on might suggest, but in my opinion, she's out of her mind. She's mentally ill. Okay, I'm Roxanne Grinage. This is not a teaching segment for how we are demonstrating paralegal, legal team assistant, administrative support, and administrative solutions tools, which innovate reform of U.S. economy, education, judicial accountability, and public safety, prison reform. It's not a teaching segment. This is me personally, Roxanne Grinage, as the sole proprietor, owner, and manager of 2 Pennsylvania registered sole proprietorships, also registered and accountable to the U.S. Department of Treasury, Higher Lyrics Administrative Services, and U.S. Citizens Control public docket database, demonstrating that we can restore courage to journalism, tell the truth for the sake of truth, no matter what. The U.S. citizens control the public docket. And it is my official statement, last warning to Eliot Bernstein and Crystal Cox to leave me, my business, and my family alone. Stop harassing me. Stop defaming me. Stop saying things that are not true. Stop using your extortive, coercive, retaliatory measures, because I would not go along with you, Eliot Bernstein's need to extort and threaten people that you feel owe you money by keeping their domain names. If you are a person, repeat, if you are a person, an entity, a business leader, being defamed or being harmed, your business and your reputation is being defamed and harmed by one of Crystal Cox's so-called, what does she call them? Parody sites where she's supposed to be making jokes, which there's nothing funny about talking about people's children and saying things that aren't true and soliciting tips to incite violence against people. If you are one of those victims of Crystal Cox, and yes, you are creating victims. You're creating victims of official corruption, fraud, and civil rights violations, trademark violations. Then this is how you contact. Crystal Cox has many websites owned by herself and by Eliot Bernstein. And I believe it's in an effort to hide her assets because of the Obsidian financial judgment, $2.5 million judgment. But regardless of why, GoDaddy Inc. is hosting the websites, and this is the contact information for notifying the compliance department at GoDaddy Inc. for subpoenas, trademark, and copyright infringement. If someone's using your words of art or content from your website, Crystal Cox all but goes, and she actually goes to my website, higherlyrics.org, my authentic, real, official website, and copies and pastes onto her website with her delusionary commentary my content. So she's stolen my name, which is my words of art, and she's violated my digital millennium copyright rights. Okay, so this is how you contact GoDaddy. Compliance Department, GoDaddy.com, LLC, 14455 North Hayden Road, Suite 219, Scottsdale, Arizona, 85260. The fax number there, which is easier for a lot of us rather than mail, is Attention Compliance Department or Subpoena Department. It's the same fax number, 480-624-2546. Okay? I didn't plan on making this video today, so like this was, it's not a teaching segment. It's just really just drawing the line for Eliot Bernstein and Crystal Cox as I'm finished trying to be more ethical and guarding Eliot Bernstein's confidentiality more than he is willing to be decent. Okay? As Eliot Bernstein's retained and consultant agreement for 60 days, and having provided over a year's worth of free work to Eliot Bernstein, uncompensated, unpaid for, even his current contract not paid for. Okay? When on November 9, 2012, when I said I didn't want my name associated with an email, a 22-page letter to Apple executives Stephen Dowling and Bruce Sewell, using their withholding their domain names with the threat of, if you don't give us this money that you owe me for these so-called stolen I view it patents, then we're going to continue defaming you on these websites in your own name. That is something I didn't want anything to do with. I made that clear in writing to Eliot Bernstein, and on that day, Crystal Cox. And I also made it clear to Eliot Bernstein's claimed I view it shareholders that was not true. We didn't have anything to do with that. Higher Lyrics has nothing to do with trying to extort money from someone, threatening anyone, trying to make them pay. And no, we don't want Crystal Cox search engine management reputation services, along with a bunch of 30 other entities who would wish she would just go away and stop it. Okay? So this is my last warning, showing everybody what this warning is specifically to Eliot Bernstein. All right? From me, Roxanne Grinage. All right? Eliot Bernstein, if you continue to hide behind your junkyard dog, a coward, but the criminal mastermind behind this cyber extortion, right? Your junkyard dog is not bright. She is compelled by God knows what to guard her junkyard, her territory, at her own demise. She's on a kamikaze mission. She cannot win. She has already got a $2.5 million judgment. The answer for making things right is not to do 100 wrongs on top of what was done to you that you believe is done to you. Okay? Stop it. If you don't stop it, I'm not only going to take out my own lawsuit, not for defamation, because I learned so much about the true nature of your crimes in this, and that this is a relatively new area of practice of law, from a real First Amendment expert lawyer, Mark J. Randazza, who filed in Nevada District Court case number 212 CV 02040 GMNPAL. And let's look at the complaint, the cause of action. It's not defamation. Let's look at the complaint. These are the cause of action that I'm coming after you with. All right. In addition to Eliot, I'm going to publish a book, not blog, not on the internet. I'm going to publish a book that is downloadable by Kindle all over this world electronically, that tells the truth about how you are defrauding federal food stamp program, running around claiming you don't have any money, you're on food stamps, all the stuff you had me work on about this is an administrative solution series that came out of this for Higher Lyrics. All right. To what extent is the professional service obligated to guard the confidentiality of the former client who goes on a defamation tirade? Defamation correlates into dollars, damages, direct damages, okay? And I'm prepared to prove that. So if you want me to be decent, you're going to have to be decent. This is the last time I'm telling you, if you don't stop it, if you don't stop backing that junkyard dog, hiding behind her like a coward, but criminally masterminding because she's so stupid she doesn't realize that she's entered into a federal docket pro se and she's arguing for you, that's against the law, practicing law without a license. FYI, Roxanne Grinage is not an attorney, does not sign for anybody, does not practice law, and does not represent anyone in any court or claims process. But Crystal Cox does. She represents Eliot Bernstein as the champion of so-called stolen I view it patent theft. Okay? And Eliot Bernstein didn't bother answering. So I'm going to just deal with the cause of action first. The cause of action that Mark Randazza gave us, Mark J. Randazza, a very accomplished First Amendment attorney, and you can see his blog and links that'll get you to his curriculum vitae and everything at randazza.wordpress.com. Okay? And he has given us, being the business leaders who have a need to protect ourselves and still grow and flourish without allowing someone's distracting, unproductive, hate-driven crimes to eat up our workday and our productivity and taint our reputations. This is how I want to be known. I don't want to be known in any way associated with Crystal Cox or Eliot Bernstein. I want people to remember me for my real accomplishments, that I'm the legal assistant who took 26 years experience working for large law firms, mid-sized law firms, sole practitioners, investment bankers, mergers and acquisitions, and human resources executives, and I developed PowerPoint design, custom design, marketing, internet marketing of case studies, docket analysis, commentary. I developed a portal-style mechanism that provided standard access to claims intake assessment for more than 2,060 working-class, student, and impoverished Americans who heretofore were disadvantaged for reaching and being seen for referral into the litigation and law enforcement industries. That's how I would like to be known. All right? Not for Crystal Cox or Eliot Bernstein. Again, let me get back to the cause of action. If you're a business leader like myself who is suffering as a victim of Crystal Cox defamation, you might want to look into whether or not Eliot Bernstein is the one who's owning her websites. He actually owns many of her domains, and he's backing her while he claims to collect food stamps and while he does other things. So before I get to that, I'm going to give you these cause of action that Mark J. Randazza gave us, business leaders, the real case, the real statutes that they actually violated. That this is what a new area of law, cyber extortion, cyber squatting. This is a new area for trademark infringement that the internet technologies have caused to evolve, that we need to be aware of and know how to strap ourselves with, in terms of knowing how to go get qualified counsel, or God forbid we have to take the time out and do a pro se lawsuit. All right, but I want you to know, Eliot Bernstein, I'm not going to take the time out and fight you in this Crystal Cox docket, because she's going down like Mark Randazza is taking care of that. All right, the plaintiffs in this docket are doing that just fine. I want everybody to look at document number 41 in that docket, in this case docket 212 CV0240, where the judge, Gloria Navarro, the federal judge, when she grants Mark Randazza's motion for restraining order and relief, she actually gives an opinion in her order and gives us a roadmap of exactly what is required according to judicial wisdom, case law, and statutes, what is actually required to satisfy the requirements of getting protection from people who are violating these particular statutes. What are they? Complaint 1, violation of individual cyber piracy protections, 15 U.S.C. section 8131. 2, cyber squatting, 115 U.S.C. section 1125D. 3, right of publicity, NRS 597.810. 4, common law right of publicity. 5, common law right of intrusion upon seclusion. 6, civil conspiracy. Okay? All right, so yeah, directing my comments now specifically to Eliot Bernstein. Eliot Bernstein, you are a coward. You are hiding behind someone who is not intelligent, who is a junkyard dog that for whatever reason seems to need to be needed. All right, she has very low self-esteem, and her angels that she claims she gets her inspiration from in love and light must be drunk, because they are wayward angels if they are suggesting that she perpetrate this unending, hate-based cyber extortion schemes that you are backing her in. There is no way that you are financially destitute and in need of federal food stamp program if you are able to buy up multiple domains of hers to help her hide her assets and register them in the 2014. There is no way that you are destitute and need federal food stamps if you are having your former legal secretary transcribe estate planning calls and arguments with your attorneys about why you should be able to draw $10,000 a month from your children's trust fund to pay the minimal expenses to keep your house and pay your bills. There are 2-income households that don't have $10,000 a month income, but you have $10,000 a month monthly living expenses. So you need to leave me alone. I'm going to publish in this book everything about the Facebook IPO, everything about the Ellen Capagrasso book, everything about the book series, everything about everything you asked me to do for your estate planning and research and probate and wills and the letters you found in your parents' safe that showed what an asshole you were to your family and that's why you got cut out of the will. I'm going to show all of that. Okay? So if you don't leave me alone, I'm not going to go into federal court first. I'm certainly not coming into the Randazza and Nevada docket because that's well taken care of. But I am going to do all I can to make sure that federal authorities and auditors investigate your finances. All right? Mark Randazza has already asked for a default judgment of up to $500,000 for his attorney's fees for how you cowardly let Crystal Cox answer for you, argue for you, thinking that's somehow going to save your house. If you put the junkyard dog out there in front of you, I'm going to make sure, just like you're threatening and trying to, and having this, paying for this Roxanne Grinage.com and tips to Crystal, Cox.com, and you own that, just like you're doing all you can do to keep me from making a living and blackballing me when it is my commitment to transition from self-employed consultant to finding a home with a conscientious firm that's community-based and the changes and productivity objectives actually do raise quality of life in community. And with the internet technologies, Elliot, I don't got to tell you, all right, the internet now makes our community global. You better back up off of me or you're going to regret it, all right? And Crystal Cox, you can take that any way you want to make it, all right? All right, I'm going to get this video up and published and everything. If anybody wants to contact me or join in with me or allow me to join in with them against Crystal Cox or Eliot Bernstein, my name is Roxanne Grinage. I have several credentials and a lot of experience in being responsible and ethical unless somebody doesn't give you the choice. Sometimes when a person acts like a rabid dog, you got to put them down like a rabid dog. There's no reason or rhyme or rationale in somebody who just keeps coming at your throat when they want to say that it's in the name of free speech. Yeah, free speech is all good until 30 or 60 entities, business leaders, tell the truth about Crystal Cox and Eliot Bernstein. Now all of a sudden it's like, let's get the FBI. Let's get an investigation going on. I thought you were a champion of free speech. Why can't we have free speech? You don't have a monopoly on free speech. I tell you one thing you can't do. You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. You will take the consequences of that. You cause harm, and the things you have said and done to people, the things you have posted online, you cause great harm. And you will pay for that. Financially and morally. And love and light. Okay, take care. Bye.